Do you hear the creaking when I
got a little creaky? Is that you?
Mm-hmm.
Creaky. Do you want to switch?
Well, I just won't be chewing. You need me to stop chewing?
No.
You got me to switch? What do you need?
I should just buy another fucking headset.
I'm afraid to switch because who knows what demon that will unleash.
I think this is the same. Save. Okay. I don't know if we're still live. If we were, it'd be kind of weird. I think we are. Loud and clear now. We've been live the whole time.
All right, good.
Reckon.
Hey-o.
Sweet. Okay, well, that'll be fun.
Thank you, Mike, for letting us know.
Let's try this whole thing again.
Excuse my chewing.
This is the Okayest.
It sure is the Okayest.
Never pass.
We always live up to the brand.
That's just me, the freezer.
It's hard not to.
It's your tag. You hunt how you want. This is Okayest Hunter.
All right, we're live. Coming at you from Dousman.
Do it again,
today.
just for good luck.
Dirty Dousman.
This is Unit D, remember?
Unit D.
Unity
In
and
Dirty
Dousman.
Dousman.
Yeah, hopefully we're not offending anybody by saying Dirty Dousman.
It's really not.
We are
Not-
right by
not
Whale
dirty.
Tails now. I don't mean to be eating on the podcast, but I can't help it because Ben brought this amazing
Freaking A, it's good.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Seriously.
You're like kind of 8 years into like a weird butt shape.
It's a whale
My
tail.
children
It's
are
a whale
speaking.
tail.
Well said.
Subconsciously. Just, yeah. Okay. We're going to start this over again, I guess, even though we're still rolling, but I don't know how this is all going to shake out when I produce it.
We'll figure it
So
out.
we'll just start again. I'm going to give you some Nosler ammunition
Yeah, that sounds great.
when you walk out of here.
Anything 30 caliber. We
And,
probably got one for it.
Yeah.
That sounds great.
I'd like you to shoot and give me your feedback on it.
Yeah,
Because
absolutely.
they're our presenting sponsor. And so the more people we can teach and expose to Nosler, we should. It's trophy grade ammunition.
Yeah.
They're known for being incredibly lethal. It's a word that they use. They use a word that sounds cooler than what I just said.
Is it
Terminal.
terminal precision?
Yeah. Terminal, is that
I just
the
threw
word?
in precision. I don't know if that's the actual thing.
Yeah. Like it's like akin to or synonymous with like lethal. So any of those words you can think of.
Lethality.
That's what we're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me get this thesaurus out.
Why was that so funny?
It's not.
It reminds me of the dude from 51st Dates. He always got the muscle shirt on.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's because he talks with a massive list.
Yes, I'll get some more of that protein, okay? Can I have some of that venison? I'm over lisping it now. It's getting weird. Anywho, we're brought to you by Nosler. Check those guys out, nosler.com, and then you can use our code OHP for a discount. I think we just re-upped our discount code, and I haven't updated the ads yet for Riton, so I know we don't talk about those ads on the show typically, but you hear them. They're a part of they enter, I think, every giveaway we do with everybody. And they do a good job of promoting our content and stuff. But the code will be OHP26 if you need new binos. You can check that out. Latitude, same thing, OHP, Rack Hub, OHP. We got the Rack Hub behind me. I think you can't see it, apparently. Nope, can't
It's up
see it.
there.
Oh, you're not blurry and I am blurry. This camera doesn't know how to focus.
If I lean back, will you?
It's coming to focus. It's coming out of focus. I don't know what's going
Wait,
on.
a little closer.
There's a lot to
further.
learn today. There's a lot to do, and
It's all new, man. We don't know.
I know. And then Gerber, which they got the signer here. At least we have one sign up.
Then we're open.
Yeah, and for those that haven't been paying attention, we're in a new studio. Like, this is all new.
The technical issues came with us from the old one.
Yeah, they don't.
But
leave.
it just looks different.
Mhm.
Yeah, I helped set up
Yeah.
cameras. We troubleshooted some cords. We made it work.
None of
Thank
these lights
goodness
are
you
pointing
came.
the right way.
Thank God you were our first guest.
Right.
Yeah.
Thanks.
We have a couple DNR guys coming next week. And I'm like going to be nervous because there's going to be like squads parked outside of this place.
They're going to be like, those guys just moved in. They're getting busted already.
The whale tail guys are gonna be like, "Oh my god, already!"
Oh, no. Don't talk to them.
Oh my gosh. Well, anyway, Ben Wellens, thank you for driving down from Appleton area to be here and deal with the shenanigans and the technical stuff and bringing us food. I'd probably put a pizza in when we're done too.
We got to have snacks,
Yeah.
especially venison snacks.
But why don't you introduce yourself and what you have going on? I could do it, but like you've been following us since sounds like the early days of the where to hunt stuff.
Yep, that's correct.
And I see your social media and I'm like, jealous is not the right word because I actually appreciate you.
Yeah.
Like,
thank you.
But I am like, gosh, you're just doing really cool, fun stuff.
Yeah.
And it seems like you actually do know what you're doing.
Yeah.
Or good at pretending.
No.
But you've come to Foam Fest in the past. And now you're kind of like spreading your wings and doing some of your own stuff. And it's been really fun to watch. So I kind of like want to hear about who you are. What's your day job? But you don't have to say where you're working and what,
Right,
but like that kind of stuff.
Yeah. So Ben Wellens, pretty typical dude from Wisconsin. Married, got 2 young boys, 3 and 5. They keep me real busy.
Mm-hmm.
Grew up on a dairy farm, northeast Wisconsin. Actually, not too far from where you are. So I was just outside of like Lena, O'Connell Falls, Suring, Gillette, kind of the northeastern part of the state up there. Grew up on a dairy farm, like I said. So learned life in the outdoors real early on.
Yeah, were you getting put to work on that farm quite a bit? Like,
yep. Okay. Oh yeah. That's where I learned how to manage my money. I was from the and spend my money too, of course, right? So yeah, I got into outdoors just naturally through that, hunting and fishing and things along those lines. On the archery side, not too many people in my family really did much archery stuff. My uncle on my mom's side was big into it, and he was the one that kind of through turkey hunting, and then we would go to some clubs, and he was the one that kind of got me into the archery world of things, and just kind of dabbled in it, shot bows, hunted a little bit. Our high school actually had an archery club.
Okay.
So that was kind of cool. We got permission to bring our bows to school, but we had to keep them in a certain teacher's room to be legal with it, I guess you could say.
That just shows you how much it's changed. Because I don't know that there are really, they used to have the National Archery in the Schools thing.
Yep.
That I think is still in some schools, but
I think it's still going.
Not many.
Yep.
I know when I got my first teaching job in Peshtigo, the FIAD teacher was a bow hunter, and I kind of reinvigorated his bow hunting, and he was like, let me talk to our principal once. And he comes back down and said, we got permission to bring our bows in the gym in the morning, and I got a target, and we can shoot in the morning before the kids get here. So we used to keep our bows in the back room, and we would shoot across the basketball gym every morning of season.
That's great.
You don't do that anymore.
Yeah,
We don't do that.
Not at all.
No.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure the club from O'Connell Falls High School is still going. Lena Swamp Archery, which you're familiar with. Wade's the owner and his son James, but they've do a lot of stuff for youth, and I was probably I remember summer schools going there and just having a wall of just bows to play around with and stuff. So anyway, that's kind of what really got me into archery, and then in recent 20 years is where I really dove into it. And yeah, just to your point, I started a Facebook, Instagram page, Midwest Mountain Outdoors. I've since dropped the outdoors, if you haven't noticed.
Have you been listening to me talk?
I have.
I don't know that I've said on this podcast as much as I have in other ones. But
yeah, so let's go by Midwest Mountain. I was also kind of dabbling with seeing because Facebook's doing their whole squash on outdoor pages and stuff. And I was like, I wonder if I take the outdoors off the name, if that would do anything with it, and just try, but it didn't happen. But anyway, nonetheless, I just started showing what I do and what me and my friends do outside and shooting bows. And since started tinkering with bows and tuning bows, I got a full little bow shop in my basement that I work on my stuff, friend stuff. Just helping out with guys at the archery club down by me, or I should say up by me from here. And yeah, just trying to be real, show everything that I'm doing, showing what I'm learning, what I'm screwing up, what I'm good at, things along those lines, and trying to pass that information along.
What do you think you're good at? Because I have some ideas. Do you have your own bow press?
I do. Yep.
Yeah. You're tinkering on a level that is we consider getting Greg a bow press for Christmas one year. Why we didn't. They're probably not cheap, is why.
Yeah, and everything keeps getting more expensive too.
But he's a resident tinkerer.
Yeah. I have the full suite. Right now, there's nothing I can't do on a bow with all the equipment that I have. I don't do any crossbow stuff just because it's another level of equipment that you need for it. But as far as modern compound bow stuff, I can pretty much do everything with them.
You can restring it and set all the different things up, cams and whatnot.
Yep.
When I see you post pictures of your workshop there, you always have tons of bows you're working on. Are you tuning for friends? Are you setting up new bows? What do you do?
Yeah, so kind of all of it. This last week I have 7 bows hanging in the shop that are not mine. There's several that are mine, of course, too. Yeah, there's part of that too. But yeah, so all these bows that are hanging down there are usually just friends that going through and restringing them, getting them all tuned up and ready to go. And I try to preach so hard, like, this is now the time to do those things. Like, now's the time to figure out if you want new equipment, change your strings now, do all that stuff now. So that way you're not scrambling to get into a shop in August. I'm sure these guys across the street are well aware of how crazy it can be in August. And then you as the consumer is also like waiting a month to get a string put on, as opposed to just being able to get it done now in March, April, May, and then
So what are some of the other things you're doing now? Like, I know Derek's shed hunting and you're in the woods a lot all the time, but
that's officially ended now.
Shed hunting
I wish it was still going.
Not happening anymore. It's a very short window. But like tuning your bow, shooting your bow, maybe upgrading some of the things that maybe you want to upgrade or what have you.
Yeah, exactly. So now's, if a person's that type of person that upgrades their bow every year, or at least upgrades their type of equipment, like that's what I'm doing now. I'm probably going to get a different bow here fairly soon. Try and make sure I know exactly how that thing works and how it fits me. So that's one thing I'm doing now. Our archery club, Winnebago Archers, our league starts up at the end of April. So I want to be like kind of ready before that starts. But yeah, just doing all those things like that to where you're kind of set on your equipment, set on your routine, and then you just work on refining that throughout the year.
That feels like a nice place to be, one that I don't end up in very often.
Well, if you got something set up and ready to go throughout summer, so you can just have it at the ready hanging and fire some shots just to keep your repetitions up, you're good to go. But if you do that all summer, then you throw a new string on in August, it's like your bow's going to react a little bit. It's not going to be crazy, but you really should break that string in and like put some shots through it before you're like fine-tuned and ready to go into the woods with it, right?
Yeah, and I'm as guilty as everyone else. Like there's times when like a good deal pops up or something you can't pass up, and it's the end of August. And like last year I grabbed a different bow in the end of August. It's like, why am I doing this?
What are you shooting, by the way?
Right now, so I got a prime form, which I had, and now I'm getting the prime divide.
Okay.
So playing with that, and then I got another Matthews arc that's sitting in the shop too that didn't plan on getting it, but when a deal comes up, I had to jump on it. And thankfully, I guess a good thing is I get to play around with these things, and of course, shooting other people's bows too. I can kind of figure out what really fits with me. And I've kind of got to the point where like the differences between these bows are so small. This last winter, I played around with 2 bows, the Matthews Lift and the Hoyt AX2. And like I told myself, I'm going to find out which one of these bows I shoot better. And every time I would take both bows out and I would shoot them, I'd be like, okay, the Matthews, I shoot way better than that. Like sticking with the Matthews. And then like the next weekend up at the farm, I'd shoot longer distances and I'd shoot 6 arrows with both. And I go down and like the group with the Hoyt is a little bit better. I was like, oh, maybe I like the Hoyt better. And like, and then so I couldn't make up my mind. And then, I ended up trying to sell both of them and get something else too.
Screw you both. I'm getting something different.
Yeah. So like the tinkering thing, like I absolutely love tinking.
Yeah. You paper tuning and knock tuning and all.
Yep. I do the whole shebang.
Are you using that paper tuner stuff?
So I built my own, with PVC tubing and things like that. And I made it smaller to where like kind of personalized, where it sits on a work or like a rolling work cart. So I can just roll that out of the way. So doing that, it works out pretty good. But yeah, like when this prime divide comes in, I'm going to start from scratch. I'm going to start with bare shafts. I'm going to, build and tune each arrow, bare shafts, then I'll fletch.
It is a process. And once you've been through that process, maybe once or twice, you kind of understand the paces you have to go through to build off of those.
Yeah.
And I feel like that would be, I've never done it. So it would feel like a really, like moving into this, I've not done this enough times where like, okay, this chord wasn't, I know what to look for. Yep. I wouldn't have any of that backdrop, and I'd be panicking the entire time. I'd have to have someone hold my hand through one or two.
Yeah, and like to be fair, like the average person does not have to do all this stuff. Like a set of arrows from the shop, cut to your length, with some work, make sure that thing's flying out of there straight. Like with a little bit of work, you're going to be just as good as anybody else. But I also enjoy the tinkering side of things and just seeing if I can make
knowing you could
the
be
equipment
like
better.
Rifle accuracy, precision, like that feels like it'd be really then anything that's off is because you flinched the trigger or something like that, or
exactly,
or whatever.
Yep, exactly. And like this is a process for me how to learn. So my day job, I'm a mechanical engineer. Prior to that, I was a motorcycle technician. When I was wrenching on motorcycles, I learned how to do all this stuff by just doing it, by figuring it out. I
Take
did
it
have
apart, see if you can put it back together.
exactly. Got any bolts left over?
Ooh, don't need these.
Yeah, so I did have formal training on the motorcycle technician side of things. But prior to that, I was just tinkering and learning stuff. I had a dirt bike that had tons of problems, and I was fixing it in between races. I was doing all types of stuff, and like as much as a problem child as that thing was, that helped me so much more when you're getting the other equipment. And it's kind of same thing with archery or really anything. Is you got to tinker and figure out what works and what doesn't work.
Once you break it down, I remember I worked with a computer tech many years ago, and he's like, once I realized I could just revert back to fresh. He's like, I just try to invent new ways to break it because I knew I would always just be able to go back to the base.
Correct.
And he's like, then I wasn't scared to break stuff anymore. And the more stuff I broke, the more I learned how to fix and the better it got. I feel like once you understand something at the core, you have that confidence to go and like, no, I got this. We'll figure it out.
Yep, exactly. Yeah. And that's what I did with like when I first bought a bow press. At that same time, I bought a new bow. So my old bow became my bow to learn stuff on. I took pictures of everything. I measured everything. I took the whole thing apart on the bow press. I put the strings back on and like just made sure I could do it and get it back to how it was.
Did you cross a lot of wires like we did today? Like, oh no, this is going the wrong direction.
Yeah, I mean, like your cables. That's why I take pictures of everything, try to make sure it goes on, and you can still put stuff together wrong.
You sure can.
And now that I'm working on other people's bows, like I've only worked on the same bow, like the same model bow like twice. So
otherwise it's all new.
Everything's all different. Like the last 10 years worth of Matthews are pretty similar, but there's still different nuances.
Do you ever get under the hood of a car and you start taking like the engine, planning them apart or something like that? And you're like, I'm going to put these screws in this order right here. And in your mind, you're like, I know that this order. 5 hours later, you're like, shit. Which screw is the one?
Yeah, or what happens is you swing over and you knock the thing off, and then there goes your whole order.
Or you're like, you're thinking
you
like,
got 4 different sizes now laying underneath your car. You got to go grab them.
I'm going to put this thing right here in the special spot, and that way I know that that's where it is. And then that special spot gets erased from your mind.
Yep.
And you're like, I put it somewhere special on purpose, and now I can't effing find it.
Yep.
It's too special.
Yeah, and then you just have to learn and figure that out. Like even like when I was rebuilding dirt bikes, like engines, like at first I had everything all laid out, perfectly labeled and in little baggies and stuff like that. And then like by the time I was like on my 50th one, I just threw everything in little muffin pans because you just know where everything goes, and like when you put the bolt in, everyone should stick out the same length, even though it's a different length bolt. It should stick out the same, and like those type of same things carry over into archery or anything else that's technical, just like IT equipment.
Yeah,
you just kind of know the basics of it, and it's like ingrained in you. So like now these strings that I was changing out before, I used to take pictures. Like I said, I still take a lot of measurements to make sure I get everything back into spec, but I don't have to take all the pictures anymore. I can just take all the strings off and just throw them and know how to roll them back on. Whereas before I would take this one off and like pin that one off to the
really cautious
side.
about like, oh man. Yeah. I'm with that. I understand that. So you're getting to this degree of like experience.
Exactly.
I think that's what you have with deer hunting. You know through experience in most scenarios, like where a buck will be more likely to travel, or
I know where they all are.
Yeah. See, but it's because you had enough of like, I don't know, maybe this is the spot, maybe that's the spot. I'm still living in that moment for the most part for everything that I do,
and that's what makes the learning part fun, but also challenging, especially for like new people. Like the archery world, I think is. And everything is intimidating, any new thing, but the archery world feels like not only do you have to learn how to do it, but there's so many pieces. The release, what release do I get? What kind of arrows? How heavy? What kind of tips? What kind of fletchings? What kind of rest do I like? There's a lot of literally moving parts that you need to like consider that until you like, if you don't have the tinkering mindset where hey, I'm going to go mess with this.
Yep.
If that's not you. Hopefully you got somebody to guide you. Otherwise it's tough. Like if you don't have a good local archery shop to guide you like that, it's a lot of shit to consider that if you've not done that before. It's a lot. I get it.
Exactly. And like in the age of information that we are, like you can always look stuff up, but there's still a ton of bad and just completely wrong information out there that can send you down a rabbit hole that like just like on the tuning things, when I talk about intricacies, like there's people that are trying to broadhead or bare shaft tune and everything like that when they're not holding the bow right and the draw length is an inch too long. Like, don't worry about knock tuning, bare shaft tuning, get the thing that fits you. Right. And so like you see that happen quite a bit.
You start off like at the wrong point in the prioritization of things.
Correct.
And that probably does help you. But like, I going back to like cars, Gran Turismo is a game I played a ton as a kid. I think I made a post with the other day. So I'm like, you weren't putting gold rims on, a Nismo, whatever. Like, were you even playing Gran Turismo? Like, but I remember you wouldn't just go put a new exhaust on. Like, you should probably get the right tires first. Otherwise, you're not going to stick on the frickin' track. Like, there's a progression of things. Now, you might jump ahead and go do something really cool that sounds awesome. Like, a turbo. But again, you missed the fundamental part here.
Right.
Like you're not just going to jump to this other thing, and you certainly can. It will give you the improvement, but you're going to have a different problem over here now.
Correct.
So you should probably progress through it in a certain way to make sure by the time you get to the thing that is going to be effective, that you're getting the most out of that thing. Yep.
And archery is so unique because like the bow and the equipment, like that's a machine. It's designed to be repeatable. But I don't know who says it, but they always say like the squishy thing in between the grip and the release. That's me, that's you. Like that's the thing that's so hard to get to be repetitive, and then repetitive in a way that's like, I don't want to say proper, but that allows you to be repetitive.
Yeah, you get muscle memory built in, and you get enough reps in, and you start to like always get your anchor point. That's so important. So then you have this repetition you can repeat. Because if that's not something you do, then you might rest here, there. Like, I remember when I first learned about that, someone was like, dude, you got to go to the same spot every time. I was like, oh, okay. Yep. What do I know? It felt good here one time. It felt good there another time.
I'm not sure
Don't
how
let it touch your nose too much, like all these things.
Yep. I just helped out a gentleman last week, an older gentleman who's been bow hunting longer than I've been alive, right? And I worked and we got his bow tuned, and he was kind of fighting back and forth of like, I think I need different arrows and this and that. And we took his bow, and like you got 24 sets of or 24 arrows, like that you don't have to go buy new arrows. Let's just start fresh on your bow just to make sure it's good. And the bow was a little bit out of tune, out of whack, got things all straightened out, and we're shooting, and he was very consistent. In his shop, we were shooting through paper, and it kept having a little bit of paper tear. The exact same thing. I would make an adjustment, and it's still there. I would make an adjustment, it's still there. And he's kind of like, that's kind of weird. And I was kind of wondering that too. And I went and stood behind him, and you can see the cam and his string at full draw are off to the side. And like
they're canting.
He had a grip that looked good, but his grip would add some torque to it.
Just turning the bow.
And he would turn the bow a little bit. And I told him, like, when you get back to full draw, look up at your string to see your cam. And he's like, oh, no kidding. And you could see how it was crooked, but he was very, very consistent with his shot. But it was kind of going down the rabbit hole of like, do we just keep moving rest and keep moving tuning things?
Do we get the bow to accommodate his torque, or do we teach to get the torque out of him?
Yeah, exactly. So I got it to where it was really good, and I could have got it to where it was, a perfect paper tear, but it'd be with him torquing the bow. Like, well, what do you want to do? We can leave it like this. You're very consistent. It might be different once you screw a broadhead on the front of it, which could take you down another rabbit hole, but how about let's try working on this? And he came back a week later, and he shot it again after shooting throughout the week and stuff like that. And he was shooting good. He just had to change his grip a little bit. But that was something he wanted. He wanted to have a good paper tune.
And you're just doing this to be a kind dude. Like, you don't have an archery shop, right? Like, you're just...
Yeah, I mean, I have an archery shop.
Like, you're not... Like, is what... I guess I should back up a bunch. So with Midwest Mountain, we're talking a lot about the Midwest part. We can talk about the mountain part too, but just to state, like, you are putting stuff out, you are helping people, you have this equipment, you have the space, you are making amazing meat, by the way. I don't know if that's part of all this or not, but like, I'm glad it's here.
Your meat is good.
It's good sausage.
Like, is the goal to maybe have an archery shop someday or something like that? Or like, what are your thoughts there? Are you comfortable sharing that? Or
yeah, and frankly, I'm still trying to navigate what I really want to do. And right now I'm just doing what is fun to me and helping people out and kind of go that way. And maybe that is the path. Just stay that way. Just keep having fun and sharing what I'm doing and sharing what I'm learning.
It's cool that you're helping people figure this stuff out, and you're just kind of doing it. You know what I mean? Like, that's really something.
Yeah, exactly. And if they throw me 20 or $40 bucks, that's cool too. Helps keep the fun going with all that stuff. But yeah, ultimately just doing it to help people and learn, learn for myself too, because every person is different. Every bow is different, things along those lines. So, with Midwest Mountain, I guess I've kind of, if I've had a couple people ship me their bows, I've changed out their strings and got it tuned to where I had it tuned. Of course, it's going to shoot a little bit different with them, but I got it on a baseline. Everything's all on spec, shipped it back to them. And they were like, man, this thing shoots great. Best it's ever shot. Like, great. That's all I had to do.
It's really cool. You just touched someone's life. You affected someone's life.
Well,
exactly.
When you showcase your level of knowledge, you're a detail oriented guy. Yep. If they've seen any of your stuff, I'm not surprised at all that people from around the country are shipping you stuff. Cause it shows just your dedication to what you do. And I think that it's great that people are like, hey, this is the guy I need to like fix whatever's going on here. That's awesome. That's a testament to you and your knowledge and your skill, man.
Yeah. Thank you. I appreciate that. And I guess I keep saying it. It's fun. I like doing it. I like tinkering. I like learning. I used to do the same thing when I was working on dirt bikes and four-wheelers. Yeah, I had a full-time job, but I would do that in the shop, in the garage after work, things along those lines, help people out, make a little cash off the side. And now it's way easier, especially with kids and family and both of us working full-time, where I can have 10 bows hanging in the basement as opposed to 6 motorcycles in the garage. It's way easier to be in the basement with the radio real quiet, working and building a set of arrows as opposed to trying to figure out some carburetor issue in the neighborhood. So the a lifestyle adjustment as we all grow kind of help blend that to where I can keep my mind and my tinkering hands still going.
Yeah, there's certain types of people, and it's men and women. It's not just guys that like I was thinking when we were talking about this with your coaching stuff, like, dude, we are just like doing stuff all the time. And I don't know that we would have it any other way if given the choice. And certainly if something falls off my plate, I seem to add something right back in after 2 seconds. So
yep.
I think we're all maybe wired a little similarly in that regard.
What is wrong with us?
It's all wrong with deer hunting too. Like, I
don't believe in relaxing.
Yeah, right. What the hell?
Yep.
It's so weird. And not even if you are relaxing, you're just constantly like, I shouldn't be relaxing. There's always something I could be doing.
Yep.
There's never nothing. It's pretty rare.
Dude, I feel so guilty when I sit down to read a book. That's why I don't read anymore. Like, I know I should read, and like I've started many books, but every time I sit down to read, after 10 minutes, like, wow, I'm wasting so much time. But like in my head, I'm like, no, just read. But I'm like, I could be doing this.
Yeah. Well, then you put on Audible and you start doing something anyways. And like, I'm reading and doing stuff.
Right. That's
not advised.
It's on that commute to and from work is when you get that on.
Yeah. It's not the same though. I do a lot of Audible, but I also like to read a book.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So with the mountain side of this, you talk about having 2 bows. Do you think worth it for you to have 2 bows? One for Midwest, one for elk, like, because that's a different animal, different hunt, different, like, it's lighter if you want to be in the mountains, like, and then there's a fitness component to this stuff because Midwesterners aren't traditionally known to be good at backcountry.
Donuts aren't.
What are you saying here?
I'm speaking for myself. It's okay.
Yeah. As far as out west stuff, so this coming fall will be my 10th year out west.
Wow, cool.
Primarily archery elk. This last year my wife and I did an antelope rifle hunt too in Wyoming, which was a fantastic trip. But yeah, so this will be my 10th year going out west. Archery elk. It goes by so fast. So we'll come back to that. But as far as like a different bow setup for here versus out west, you certainly don't need to. Maybe I would recommend a different arrow setup. Mm-hmm. And certainly if you're going for elk, I know a lot of people do use mechanicals and we don't have to go down that conversation, but
do you know why they would for elk? Just because it's in different thick stuff or it's closer quarters by the time they get in, or
some people are just
bigger target,
more comfortable with the mechanical side of things. But as far as elk, you want penetration. So you want a fixed blade on there. And then that of course has its own intricacies of tuning and tuning your equipment and the person shooting it. So I guess that would be like one thing a person could do is certainly you don't need to have a different bow. And I don't have a different bow for here versus west. I do usually change up.
Am I getting some gears turning right now?
No, that's an excuse. But no, years past, I had a different bow for like 3D competition shooting. use the big fat arrows and the sight and
the line cutters.
Yeah, and the long.
So you can get a 12.
Yeah, and the long stabilizers and everything like that. So that's when I really ran 2 different bows, and I kind of quickly found out like the competitive 3D archery thing isn't quite for me.
Why is that? Just not hanging with the fellas as much?
Certainly not hanging with the fellas. Like I will hit the kill zone every single time, and I kind of went into it a little on the. What do I say? I was a little naive. I was like, I'm pretty good at this, right? I hit it every time. I know how to do it. But man, these guys, even just like locally, like there's guys across the street and within the state that go all over the country. Just average guys that nobody's ever heard of go all across the country to the Vegas shoots and all these other things like that in Lancaster. And like they are in Winnebago archers and they're shooting. And like no joke, they can hit that 12 ring every single time from no matter where they are. And like I was like, oh, I should be able to be in the top half, right? No, not even close. Not even close. Even the guys that were out there like telling me that they're like, we're just having fun, screwing around. They're like, they'd hit a 10 and like, God damn it, I hit a 10. I'm like, dude, I hit an 8. I was pretty happy about that. So I mean, a fun world, but I've quickly realized like that's the competitive archery side, even like local competitive archery side of things isn't intense, is a whole nother thing. And that's a whole nother area if we wanted to talk about that. But I guess let's circle back to the mountain side of things. So hunting out west, my first trip out west was in 2016. Was it your idea to go out west, or did you get invited on a trip? How did it all kind of come about? So I got invited from 2 buddies. When they graduated college, they started, having that time in September, right? So they went out west with their family 2 years prior, and every time they're sending me videos and like, oh, you got to come out, you got to come out, you got to come out. And then for a wedding gift, I got married in 2016. For a wedding gift, Jack and all my buddies got me a bow, a brand new bow for a wedding gift. I was like, holy man. And badass. Yeah, I still remember when Jack gave me the bow.
What does your wife have to say about the wedding gift being a bow?
Oh, she was all for it. Okay. I think she was probably in on it too. I think so. But I remember Jack giving me the bow and he goes, new bow, you're coming elk hunting with us next year. I was like, whoa. Hell yeah. So that was kind of one of the things that really sparked it off, was like new bow, going elk hunting, going to dive down this path. And what a day. That's a hell of a day. Yeah. That was married. Yep.
Found out you're going out west.
New bow, going elk hunting. Yep. Yeah. So their family, my friend's family has been kind of doing it for quite a while, and it's quickly over the years morphed into where it's the younger guys. There's 4 or 5 of us that kind of rotate through and kind of go from there. And now hunting out west is getting harder and harder and harder. And now we're playing the game. And I'm a project engineer at work, so of course I took it in my hand. I got notebooks and charts and everything, and looking at dates and how can we get it to where you get a tag and I can still go along with you while we maintain our points and like kind of play the whole game.
They're lucky to have. That's why they got you in the group.
Yeah, maybe that's why.
If we recruit Ben, he'll do all the special planning. I mean, guys, this is gonna be a good move. He'll be happy. He won't even realize that we like arbitrage this.
Yeah,
there used to be just like a handful of states that were an absolute mental jungle gym to get in, and now it is I mean, it really is. But there's no real easy states anymore where you can just like, hey, I'll just throw in and we'll go, and it's lining up people's schedules.
Which
my
is hard.
gosh,
when you want to make it a communal, like camaraderie type thing, like you have that part that kind of sucks.
Yeah,
because you don't want to just go on your own. I mean, you could, but like you'd rather not do that.
Yep.
Even for safety's sake, you'd want to go with at least somebody.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
And if we were to try to line up on schedules, that'd be hard.
Oh my god.
That'd be like, oh, you're a teacher. I have to do that.
And then imagine throwing 2 other people into that.
Yeah. It gets.
I got a headache just thinking about it.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's a whole. I mean, it's a whole game trying to figure that out.
Can people hire you to take care of that?
Yeah, what else can we hire you for?
We'll throw you some shekels.
I'll give some tips, but I'd rather not.
Tune your bow for out west. And tell you what, this is the state you want to go to, and here's why.
Yeah. And I mean, I'll help anybody out. Those type of things, but
I'm not really trying to get you in there.
Yeah, but I mean, it's fun, and like I said, I like that game side of things, just like tinkering. This is a whole kind of game too, and like now that we have, just this morning, a friend of mine texted me. He goes, "Hey, when do we find out our Wyoming draws?" I'm like, pretty sure that's mid-May. And, yeah, and then I was like, oh, by the way, we still have to apply to Colorado because that's due by August or by April 7th. So like we're doing all these things just trying to maximize our points and like frankly, this year I will probably go out west hunting without a tag in my pocket because they're going to have the tags. But I want to still go out and I want to be in a good area and, have good opportunities.
Like if you don't have a tag in your pocket, what?
The only difference for me is I'm not carrying a bow. Like I want to be the guy.
Still calling.
You're still calling.
Hiking.
You're still out there.
Gotcha.
And they're like,
well, shit, that'd be a reason for me to go. I can go not carry a bow. That's probably smarter for me anyways.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not going to call anything either, but I can pretend to move around through some stuff.
but just to experience it is cool.
You just need an extra body eating food. I'm your guy.
I'll take off running to lead the elk through. I'll pretend to be a sow.
Yeah.
And like attacked by a bear. Or
a few
cow.
years ago, we had a friend come out that he didn't even go hunting. He came out. He hung out in camp. He went fishing. He went hiking. He did those other things just to come out and like.
Why did my brain never process this as a thought before?
Well, and it's just with how like some states are broken up into so many different zones.
I need
hunt
to just
areas.
live in this moment for a second, though, Derek. That you could go out west and not hunt.
Yeah,
we could just go fish.
The fishing is
or whatever.
You absolutely could. And if you get up in the morning while you're fishing, you could probably.
And I would love to help someone drag stuff. We all know I love misery.
Dude, the fishing. When we went to Montana, I went with my parents when I was in college. And this is just a little side story, but we brought fishing poles. And I'm like, there's no way we're going to take a day off. We had combo tags, elk, mule deer. I'm like, there's no way I'm going to take a day to go fishing. Well, after like 4 days of hiking, we were like, let's just sleep in this morning a little bit. And let's go fishing. And we're driving down. There's a big reservoir. And then there's the creek flowing out. And all these trout had swam up in the fall to go toward this reservoir. And they had signs all along the road. And we're like, no trespassing signs? What is this? DNR signs. And we're driving. And all of a sudden, I'm like, holy shit, look at the river. It's full of fish. My dad's like, God, they're all suckers. Look at how many there are. I like got out. I'm like, those are rainbow trout. Those are not suckers. We're like, what? The signs were like, please keep your limit of trout. Please do not practice catch and release because these trout won't all survive the winter. So please catch and keep your limit. Enjoy like a meal. They were like signs to take fish. We got down there. We caught so many freaking trout. I don't think we kept any because we didn't have shit to cook them.
Sure.
But oh my God,
so we had the law by not keeping the fish.
We were a bunch of non-resident assholes. Not keeping the fish. But it was honestly like probably what we talk about almost the most was the fishing. It was
we did a lot of fishing. We were turkey hunting.
That was a blast.
And I didn't think I was like, we're not going to fish.
We couldn't get you out of the river. You were everywhere.
I love fishing.
I mean, when you're hot, you're hot. When the action's good, you got to do what you can.
Yeah.
No, I'm just addicted to one more cast. I'm that guy.
Yep.
Like that'll be the one. Like when Gus caught that big one, I was like, dude, that could have he got it. Like, what if he didn't make that cast? Jeez.
Yep.
Yeah.
So do you use that to your advantage as far as like also looking at different zones? Like if people are going here, do you or do you guys always hunt the same kind of zone?
We kind of bouncing all over.
Because that could be nice, like for you, right? You're not going to have a bow, but you get to see what that population is like, what the terrain is like. Was it burned recently, or like, hey, I don't want to apply for that one again when it's my tag. So that works well for the group.
Yep. So where I'm going with this is that's exactly the point. Is we're going to try to go back to an area that we've had success before. We've killed elk, we've killed bulls, killed cows there. But what used to be a 1 point unit or a 2 point unit is now a 4 or maybe even 5, hopefully not 5, 5 point unit. But like we as a group have 4 or 5 points. But
is that called point creep?
Exactly. Yeah, point creep. So it doesn't make sense for all 4 of us to go and throughout that week and maybe get 1, maybe 2, unlikely, but maybe get an elk. And then everybody else doesn't have, the opportunity to do it again. Right. So we learned quickly now that everybody's okay with it to like, hey, how about you two draw the tags this year? Me and our other friends, we'll go along. We'll help call. We'll help pack. We'll do all other stuff.
Staggering the draw on the points.
Exactly. And then next year we'll flip. We'll do it again. So that way you can go back to that same good unit and, have those good interactions with, hopefully have those good interactions and go from there. And this all stems from like, I will admit it all day long. We screwed up in 2022. We went to Wyoming with 6 guys and 6 tags.
That's pretty hard. That's a tall order to fill.
And like we never had any expectations of
but you all wanted the opportunity.
But we all wanted the opportunity. It was exciting. Like we all had enough points. Like we're gonna kill some elk, things along those lines. And then like the way things have changed since then, we're like, we could have went with 2 people 3 times.
3 years. 3 years of fun.
Exactly. We could have did that 3 times and spread out the fun and still had, basically the same odds of killing elk. And, especially as a non-resident who was doing it for 7 to 9 days, including travel, like your time is pretty well limited. Like it's going to be pretty hard, right? So to at least stretch that out into, good areas and good states, good units. And as long as you're okay, not going along or not carrying a bow, then you should still come along, right?
Heck
like
yeah.
Being September in the mountains, there's nothing like it. And to hear and interact with elk is fantastic. And this last year, me and Paul, we didn't have any interactions with elk because we went, people couldn't go. We didn't want to burn our points. So we're like, well, me and Paul still want to go hunting. We're still going to try it. And we got our asses kicked. And we're pretty sure we heard 1 elk the whole entire week. There was a lot of other stories along with it, but we got our ass kicked, and it was a 0-point unit. Things long. So it was tough. So we're like, yep, this is exactly the reason why we're going to spread points out, go with friends who don't mind not having a tag to kind of rotate through the years and spread out our enjoyment for that matter.
Nice. Yeah. I mean, it's the kind of experience that it takes a couple of years to figure it out, just like getting your baseline for working on boat, all that stuff. But man, when it's costing you money for non-resident and you're taking time off work, how to optimize your time and make it fun for everyone, that's important stuff.
Correct.
Yeah. Are you more, I'm sure it's just different excitement, but do you think you're more excited for the anticipation of going out west or as a farm guy growing up on a farm, you've seen your fair share of the pesky whitetail. What gets you more excited?
Oh man, it's tough because thankfully I don't have to decide, right?
Yeah, right.
It's September and late October, early November. Thankfully I don't have to decide. If somebody was like, here's a rifle mule deer tag that's going to happen November 4th, I think I'm going to stay here and hunt the rut, for now, right? I'm building up a whole bunch of points for some mule deer tags eventually, and maybe we'll make that call down the road. But thankfully, I don't have to decide. But September elk, November whitetails, I want to keep it that way, and it works out really good that way. But it would be so hard to decide.
Yeah, that would be a tough choice.
Yeah, just because it is so hard to hunt out west. If I had to make a call,
you said Wyoming. What states are you hunting or have you hunted?
Colorado. New Mexico, I was out there 2 years ago.
About New Mexico, that's like a sleeper state almost.
It's not necessarily a sleeper state, but it's really, really hard to draw.
It's hard to draw
because it is all for a non-resident, unguided guy just doing it themselves. The tag me and my buddy Paul drew 2 years ago, we had a 2% chance of drawing. So pretty small chance. So that was hitting the lottery.
Because that is a lottery draw.
It is
correct?
100% lottery.
So if you put in, you don't need any points, but then obviously you're competing against the entire population of people putting in. Whereas in other states, a lot of people are applying for points, building up points. So your pool of people is much smaller.
Yep.
Okay.
But you could get drawn your first time.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, this was our second time drawing, and we didn't really even plan on drawing it. We obviously wanted to. And so what's even crazy about that is this unit, there was 4 non-resident tags. And me and Paul drew 2 of them. You
both got it.
Yeah. So we put in as a group. Okay. And they tell you don't put in a group because you even lowers your odds yet. Yep. Because say we drew and there was only 1 tag left, but there was 2 of us, we get thrown out. So we drew 2 of the 4 non-resident tags in this whole couple million acres of national forest down there. So we didn't even realize at first how lucky we were. And it was incredible. Absolutely incredible. I finally killed an elk. It's my first elk that I killed.
How did you feel, man? How was that?
Oh, it was just...
How far was the shot and everything?
It was 15 yards.
Oh!
Yeah, 15 yards, quartering to me.
Freaking out?
Yeah. I mean, it happened so fast that it wasn't until
Was that real? Yeah.
Yeah, after it was real. And so to make a long story short.
No, you don't have to do that.
We were
you're a podcast, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Make a long story longer.
Yeah. So man, New Mexico is incredible. And if we ever get a chance to go again, we're going. And that's what we're planning on this year. If any one of the 6 guys that are putting in for this draw, 3 other people are going to go along. And I'm going to be one of them because it was so incredible just to be there. But man, we drove up and we got there on a Saturday. The season started on a Sunday, just the way that the dates fell. Mm-hmm. And we got to the to the parking lot, and there was, an elk hunter coming back out, and I'm the guy that goes and talks to everybody. I was like, "Hey man, how's it going?"
Midwest nice.
Right. And like, I've had people like just kind of brush me off, and you can tell they don't want to talk, but this guy was a resident from New Mexico and just started talking. He goes, "There's a bull back there, bull back there. I just missed this one. It was a 370 inch.
Jacked up. He's like,
and he was all jacked up about it. And he's like, "Yeah, there's a bull right down here. He was 370 inches. I was like, 370 inches is like a 200 inch whitetail, right? And I was like, come on,
this guy's full of shit.
But like, no, he was dead serious. He was hunting with his dad, and while we were talking, his dad comes back and doesn't even realize that we're talking. He's like, "Did you get him? Did you get him?" And he's like, "No, I didn't get him. Or like, "Oh my God, this is incredible." And as we're sitting there talking, my buddy Matt's like, "Hey, look at that." He looks up a couple 100 yards away. Here goes like a little herd of cows through it. And we're like, "Oh my God, like, this is New Mexico. There's elk everywhere." There's elk everywhere. And man, first morning, not even sun up, there was like bugle, bugle, bugle. And we're like,
it's like turkey hunting on steroids.
We're like, this is incredible. Like, holy man. And like within the first hour, me and Matt, we were on elk, and we had elk calling in. We had elk all around us. It was incredible. And there was some downtime on that first day, but we just kind of felt them out, seeing where things are. And we stayed kind of close to the parking lot. We camped a little bit further down the mountain. But there's a long trail that was like 5 miles long into the wilderness. And we didn't go up and over the mountain into the wilderness. We knew there was elk on this side. And so we stayed there. That next morning, we did the exact same route. We knew where they were. We're going to go in. And we had 2 bulls come in on us. My buddy Matt was behind us. He was raking a tree, and it was like absolutely perfect because he was like just below me. So an elk coming down couldn't see him raking a tree, and I was going to be right there, right? So they, want to come in just like a turkey. You want them to come up and over.
Is it pretty brushy, like hard to see there, or what was the terrain
So
like?
this was like burn unit from a few years ago. So like where it was wet was grassy and timberous, and then the rest was all kind of fresh burn from years prior. And a big, tall stands of burnt timber with pockets of pines.
Okay.
And a big bull just comes up and over, and like he was 60 yards because I ranged the tree right where he was, and he ended up catching a little wind. The wind switched. It rained the whole entire week, so that rain was really messing around with thermals and winds and all. And so he busted us and took off. But we knew where they were, and there were still 2 more bulls up higher in the mountain. So we kind of stayed low, knowing that the thermals was still pulling down. The wind was kind of in our favor too. So we stayed low, kind of hunked around, and this spike comes in. We kind of
a raghorn or spike?
Just a spike, fuzzy horn spike, this long. And in New Mexico, you can shoot a spike.
All right.
And so this thing comes in, and like he knew we were there, not as people, but heard us calling and stuff like that. And he's coming in, and that thing stood 10 yards away.
That's awesome.
And Matt was like right up against me because we're just, we didn't want to get busted. The wind was in our face was still good. And I'm like, should I shoot him? Matt, should I shoot him? And he's like, it's up to you, man. and like, for me, I'm like, okay, I'm in New Mexico. This is the second day, but there's a bull spike standing right there. We know there's other things out, but it's almost a sure thing. And there was a few times where Matt's like, I still remember your release, like pulling tight. Like there was a few, like I was this close. I would turn a little bit and put a little thing. I'm like, no, if it wasn't the second day, if it was day 4, day 5, absolutely. But like 2 more bulls bugling up the mountain. I'm like, nah, can't shoot a spike. To back up a little bit, the day before, my other 2 buddies went off, and he had missing a bull, like 350, 360 inch, like giant bull. Of course, hit a twig and missed a bull, but the biggest bull anybody's ever seen in his life. And our buddy Jack had some video footage of it, and you watch that arrow just go. So hearing that story about them being in bulls all day long, big bulls too, I was like, I can't shoot a spike on the second day. But so we're kind of zigzagging up the mountain, and we crested over like the right-hand side of a hill, and we crested over the hillside, or that side of the hill, and I saw 2 cows coming like kitty corner to us, but on like the downside of that hill, and all I saw was antlers of another elk. So we dropped down, went around, and popped back up. And as soon as I popped back up, I already had an arrow knocked. I pop back up. Here comes 2 cows. Here comes an elk. Draw. Ew. Smoke him, right? Like I end up hitting him like front of the shoulder, like forward of the shoulder, but because he was kind of quartering too, and that's where I put it. I was like, smoked him. Arrow was on a cliff. That arrow is in another county.
So it passed right through.
Whew. And that thing took off, and I was just like, oh my God. What just happened? And Matt was still kind of behind us, and he's like, did you get him? I'm like, oh my God, I don't know. I don't know what happened. But I distinctly remember that when I shot, I always remember like after you shoot something, it's so hard to like replicate where you were standing and where it went and everything like that. So I remember like shooting him, and I was standing on a rock with a bunch of like dirt on it. I remember shooting, kicking my feet, making a mark, and then running up to see where where it went. And even doing that, we still had to like, okay, where was he? Was he here? Or I mean, just 5 yards back, depending on where that is.
Whitetail, like 15 yards later, like, wait, what? When you're in the tree, it's all different. You get down.
Yeah, and like sure enough, there was a deadfall here, and I thought he was in front of it, but he was behind it, right? And or at least where he was standing, and right around, we're like, where's blood? Where's blood? Where's blood? And then it was like, holy shit, there's blood everywhere, just everywhere.
That first flash.
Yeah, and like there was a bunch of burnt logs and stuff like that, and I remember like seeing all the blood and looking and just kind of like looking down, and you could just see blood on trees all the way down, and it kind of like turned, and the hill kind of turned around, and like you could see 100 yards, like he's not there, but there's blood everywhere. Like this thing has to be dead.
It's a great feeling, right?
Yeah, exactly. So kind of a relief, but still never until you put your hands on them. So gotta wait an hour. We made it like 20 minutes.
That was an hour, right? No,
we're like, you pretty much talk yourself into, you're like, there's blood everywhere. This thing is dead. And yeah, we still followed it.
Let's just go a little bit,
Yeah, just go a little bit. But yeah, you could follow the blood trail with your binoculars. It was so good. And sure enough, like as that hill kind of turned away, he was right there. And there was blood, not exaggerating, the size of this table. Like that's right where he like stood and then just tipped over. Of course, he tipped over upside down in 2 deadfalls like this. So he's like in between these things, and I'm like, holy crap, this is awesome. But how the hell are we gonna get this thing out?
Last FU. Good luck, boy.
Yes. So here's this elk upside down with his antlers stuck into some deadfall. And man, what a cool feeling that was to like finally kill one. And because I stuck one a couple of years prior in Colorado, and like it wasn't a lethal shot, I guarantee that. But like, man, you're so close. Mm-hmm. And to finally put my arm, my hands on a set of antlers is pretty cool. And he was a mainframe 5x5 with like 2 kickers. So on one side almost looks like a trident on it. So cool, unique. Not a giant by any means.
A little bit better than a spike, bro.
Oh, much better. And I remember Matt like, sure glad you didn't shoot that spike 20 minutes earlier, right? I'm like, holy man, who would have thought that?
Dude, that's awesome. Congrats.
Yeah, those are high stakes. It's a whole different hunt.
Yeah, that's so cool. And we like I said, it rained that whole week, and it was raining that morning. We shot them. We got we did gutless method, corded it all up, got it in bags, and it started downpouring. We were like, we did all that stuff without the rain, everything else. And we were only like, as the crow flies, like 2.5 miles away from the truck.
A little bit better than going over a mountain into the wilderness area.
Yes, exactly.
Hunt them where they are.
And it was mostly, we had to do some uphill initially, then it was side hill and then down. So it was still strenuous, right? It was still tough, right? But to be, under 3 miles from the truck, packing out with my buddy Matt was just a cool experience. He's a high school friend of mine. This was his first elk hunt ever.
Oh wow!
And spoiled beyond belief to the point where he's like, yeah, I'm not going with you next year to just a regular shitty unit. So he's hopefully he can draw the tag this year, and we'll return that flavor. Like I said, just to awesome. Go out there. But took us 2 trips, just him and I, to get it all out, and so that was like on a Tuesday.
Were you ever worried about any like mountain lions or bears or anything like that in New Mexico? Or
so there's definitely mountain lions out there. So I wasn't worried about that. We hung the meat overnight, I guess both at camp and out in the woods to come back for that second trip. But I threw like a t-shirt, or like I had an extra shirt in my bag, threw that over the log that the meat was hanging from, just to have some more scent around there. So even just like crows picking at it or something like that. And it rained, and it was 34, 35 degrees in rain, so I wasn't really worried about it. Black bears, I don't know if you have to worry about too much of those. At least I haven't anyway. But if we were in like Grizzly country in Wyoming, completely different story. You're not making a second trip. You got to get that thing out on one trip.
Otherwise it's gone.
Yeah, especially in Grizz country.
Yeah, like that's a whole get to it by the time you come back and you're walking up on bears eating your food.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you don't mess with that.
Their food.
Yeah, exactly.
Didn't one of the guys in Meat Eater, didn't he guest on our show and shared the bear story with us?
Yeah, that's an intense bear story.
Their camp.
Giannis,
right there. Giannis, that's who it was. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's still around. I don't feel like I see much of Giannis.
Yeah, he's still around. He has he's still part of Meat Eater and does like his own, I think everybody kind of has like their own channel now under that, but yeah, he's still around.
Well, man, I guess I've not seen much of Giannis lately. I don't know why. See Mark. Plenty.
Oh,
all those guys. Yeah. Anyway, that would freak me the frick out, man. Having something like that happen. But I remember my dad would put bait down in the Northwoods when you could, and I'd always be fearful that I'm gonna walk up on a bear eating our freaking apples, Right. Yep. Out west, a whole different theme park.
Yep. Yeah, and knock on wood, we haven't had any interactions either at camp or out there. We've come across plenty of black bears, even like some color face bears and stuff like that, but they're more scared of you than they are. But when we were in New Mexico, when we were in Wyoming, we were like we were in the greater region of grizzlies. Pretty slim chance of actually running across them from folks that I talked to, but you're still in grizzly country.
It's still in the back of your mind.
Yeah. So I was like, ugh. Yeah. So it carried bear spray and a couple others carried pistols, things like that, which gives you a little bit more. But sleeping at night when you're like, what is that noise? We're too high to be in raccoon country. Oh, what is that thing out there?
Yeah, I feel like there's been enough of those videos online where someone comes sniffing out of the tent and you're like, the tent is nothing.
No.
Nothing.
You mean it's not a barrier?
No, it's to make you think you're safe. But they just
snack wrap for the bear. Like, ooh, there's one of those things with yummy stuff inside again.
The raccoons in Governor Dodge made quick work of my tent last year.
That's right.
One bag of potato chips in there. It took them about 15 minutes to find it.
Oh my gosh.
Clawed a hole through the back and ate the bag.
Yeah, that's right. It was only set up for like a couple minutes.
We were still setting up.
Oh my gosh.
That's right. And they
I was like, these things are wild.
Oh my gosh.
They didn't even bother.
They were old.
We've been camping where you hear them at night and you're like, fuckers are in the back of my truck. And like you get out in the morning and you see like the claw marks up the back of your tailgate.
Greasy
and you're like,
prints.
oh man, but I didn't get anything.
So we were at Governor Dodge for turkey camp and that site over here, he's in the back seat.
We're both in the middle of the day.
Holy man.
It was daylight and our neighbor was packing up and he had his car door open. And he's like, oh, it's in my car. And it was just in there eating food and didn't get out.
Yeah. They're used to cookies.
Oh, they love camping season.
I don't know.
Yeah, they're vicious. I can't imagine a 400-pound one of those things.
Yeah. Yep. Hasn't happened yet. Eventually we'll be in grizzly country. But we'll see.
That's fun stuff, man. So lots of anything we didn't cover that is like still something we should be talking about with all the cool things you do as a human. Yeah.
I mean, just Western hunting in general. Like I know I get questions all the time from people wanting to go out there. And, so like I said, this fall will be my 10th year going out there. And I remember distinctly before I even went out there was like, I can go on, do it, DIY, do it ourselves. I can do that 10 times. Let's just say it's $1,000 a year, 10 times, $10,000. Or you can go on like one crazy expensive hunt and get 1 year's worth of experience, or break it up into two $5,000 hunts and you might still not see anything. That happened to my dad. He went 2 years rifle hunting in Colorado for elk, still never saw a single elk. So like just in general, like we made the decision to do it ourselves, kind of spread that experience out. And, that's why we talk about going out there without tag. Fronting Camp has a tag, right? But just to get that experience and to be out there is something it's pretty cool to be in the mountains in September. Hear some bugling out. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's not going to happen for me because of my kids' birthdays until they're old enough to come with me. It's not going to be a thing, I don't think. I just won't miss them. I can't do it.
Yeah.
Someone asked me to do a velvet hunt in Kentucky. I got invited recently to do a velvet hunt in Kentucky like a couple weeks ago. And it was like the very beginning of September. Jude's birthday is September 6th, and it was those days. I was like, look, man, I can't. Like, those are, I won't miss my kid's birthday. I can't. Because if I miss fucking one, what are the other kids going to do? You know what I mean? Like, You went to theirs, not mine. Like,
Yep.
That's going to be a problem. So,
Yeah.
like, I really have to be there for all of them.
Yep.
And so, yeah, September's rough. October, questionable. Wedding anniversary and wife's birthdays in that month.
Yep. Yep.
So, like,
Your whole fall is just done, bro.
Yeah, what's in November?
that's what happens. So then by the time I'm through wife's birthday and wedding anniversary, I'm here for the rut, baby.
Yep.
Because now I'm free and clear. And
Yep.
I got this. Like, and then I feel like I can satiate on that.
Yeah.
And that's been my kind of jam now.
Yep.
But I think when my kids are older, when my daughter or two boys, any of them show interest, I'm like, we're going. Like, I'll bring you guys, you know.
Yep.
I'll bring the whole family. My wife can stay in an Airbnb somewhere in town. I don't care.
Yeah.
Well, you got a good resource here because one of my favorite things that you, I think you ask a lot of questions too, but like that you post about on Midwest Mountain is like your packing stuff. Because you've been going for 10 years and you do it yourself, you always have really cool, like, food ideas and like what you bring out there. And then like, obviously you like are a thinker. Every year you refine your packing list and what you need and don't need.
Yep.
So like those posts, I always really enjoy that because it's so cool to see what people who have the experience and really put thought into it, like find value in.
Right.
And then it's like, well, if Ben has brought this for 10 years, like that's something I should look into for sure. Right.
Yeah. Gear junkie, guilty, right? It's so easy to, especially when you add in the Western side of things. It's basically it's backcountry camping with a bow or with a gun or whatever. So like all that gear is overlapping a little bit. But every year there's something that gets refined. And like one tip I tell everybody is like when you're out there, even in the deer stand or whatever, and you think of something like, man, this thing sucks, or this thing like we all have a phone.
Right.
Make that note. Like I come back every Western hunt with a whole notes of like, this thing sucks, research this, even just like the hunt areas. Like one year we were in super crazy steep country and I was like, hey, next year, I'm going to research how to hunt steep Idaho country. Like those type of things. Like, cause sometimes you're sitting there, make the notes right when you have the time for it. So then that goes right back with gear. And then like when I unpack stuff, I make a pile of the stuff that I didn't use. Make a pile of stuff that I did use. And that pile of stuff that I didn't use, usually there's like, hopefully you didn't use your first aid kit, but obviously you're gonna keep that in there. But there's always a pile like, I didn't need that. So each year the list gets kind of refined and find out what works and what doesn't. And that'll probably continue forever. But especially those first couple of years, I didn't need to mention it, but that first year I basically borrowed everything. I just went with a regular old Walmart tent. It was cold as hell some nights, but we made it work. Borrowed a pack. As a whitetail hunter, you have 90% of the stuff, especially if you go camping, you already have most of the stuff to do it. And we hunted from a base camp. Everything's different if you backpack hunt and stuff like that. But if you camp and deer hunt, you got 90% of the stuff.
Yeah.
To do those things.
Yeah. Having a base camp sounds nice. I did the Boundary Waters a number of years ago. We packed up camp every day or two to portage to a new camp. And I'm like, if I ever do that again, I'd just get a base camp and spider out every day.
Sure.
From there. So I don't have to pack that up every time.
Yep.
Packing like once or twice and moving in the Boundary Waters is like feasible. Doing it every day, I've done those trips too, where you do it every day. And it's like, I hate setting this tent up because in 9 hours, I'm going to tear you back down. And like, you get to see a lot. But for, like when I bring the kids out there, like I'm going to find a really good spot.
Day trips
and
we'll
live there for a little while.
Yeah. Let's get our food and our gear and like we'll go fish and spider out that way. But we're going to come back here tonight in case we're going to do this again. Like
this is home.
Ready. Yeah. So I think that sounds nice for like out west too. Like let's pick a spot. And we can just branch out on a daily and come back to this. That's
especially if you are fortunate enough to find somebody with some intel in the area. Like going back to New Mexico, we were in that parking lot, and that's that 5 mile hike up and over. And 5 mile really isn't that long, but at 5 miles,
where you were thinking of going?
We were thinking on going there until we found elk perpendicular to that, and literally right on the trail too. But that 5 mile hike up and over into the wilderness with the capital W, as Ranella calls it, right? Like that day when we were hiking back with the elk on my back into the truck, there was a guy sitting there that, of course, I went and talked to him. And he's like, I'm sleeping in my truck. I'm getting out of here. I'm like, why? Hey, there's no elk. There's no elk around here. Over there, it's just covered up with because there was horse trailers and stuff in the thing. There's no elk over there. It's covered up in outfitters. There's nothing. I got to get out of here. And I was like, I didn't tell him, but I was like, they're right there. But yeah, and like that was a guy. He was from Oregon or something along those lines. So you'd think maybe stereotyping, think he'd have some experience in Oregon, maybe not. I didn't talk to him too much because he didn't seem like he wanted to talk. He was kind of mad about the whole thing. I was like, yeah, sometimes the elk aren't 10 miles in. So like if he backpacked in, spent there was all the storms, all that stuff in there and didn't find any elk, when he probably could have just slept in his truck and just listened to the elk in the morning straight from the parking lot. And there was, like I said, there was still big elk there too.
Yeah. That's cool, man.
Yeah, tons of fun. It's it'd be hard to miss a September out in the mountains.
Well, that's just it. The bugling is when that's happening. So I'm like, you can go into like October and hunt with the rifle. I'm like, yeah, but then you're not hearing that magic, and I feel like I want to hear that.
Yeah, exactly. And like whether it's a bow or the bugles, I don't know what's more important. Like I guess if there was parts of Wyoming have a rifle season during September where you can rifle hunt with that, but like bows and bugles, man, it's something cool. And man, I remember my first year out there, I was like, I just want to hear an elk. And like we heard an elk on like the second day. I'm like, oh, check.
Yeah, right.
Goal met. And like we end up having interactions, and I got full draw on one there too, but winded me and busted me and things. So I was like, is this thing actually coming? Holy crap. Am I supposed to draw?
It's
and
happening.
Like, yeah. And it's like head stuck out behind a tree. And I was like, yeah, not doing that. But of course was like, and then he took off running, and all the guys were behind me were calling and stuff like that. Just heard the crashing of it running away. They're like, you got him. I'm like, no, I didn't. But wasn't that cool? Like, wasn't that cool? Man, what an it's so much fun.
Tony Cordero just commented spotter or binos. Any recommendation on that? Because we were talking about gear a little bit ago.
Yeah. So if we're talking about archery elk, don't bring a spotter. Like at least anywhere I've been, it's been open country. You don't have to bring a spotter. Binos 10x42s are just fine. A friend of mine does 8x42s. Archery elk, you're close, and we're not going after big giant bulls. Of course we want to, but like
unlike your Oregon hunt where you did want a spotting scope because you're
tiny little deer, long ways away.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And when if and hopefully they're bugling, you're going to be able to like, yeah, they're over there, I'm going that way, whether it's a 300-inch bull or a raghorn or whatever. So like, as far as spotters, I don't bring one. I don't carry one in my pack. We have one at camp because there's been times you're sitting at camp and you want to just look around and things like that. But I just have like the lower end Vortex, whatever they are. Spotter just fine.
Cool.
But binos, I carry them with me, and even binos, I really don't use them that much because, again,
you know where they are because you can hear them.
If they're talking, you knew where they are, and like there's been times where you just like want to see what that is over there, or if you do see something on the hillside, spotters and a decent hold, or not spotter, binos with a decent hold, you can be like, yep, that's definitely a rock instead of an elk ass. Like that's what it is. And so that's what I recommend.
That's good. Were you say something else there?
I don't think so.
Well, dude, Ben, thanks for driving down here, man, and bringing snacks.
Yeah, thanks.
It was fun. And Midwest Mountain, I like that you have the hat.
Yeah, I see that. Thank you.
Love
the
this hat.
outdoor drops. So like these are the OG hats now officially. Then it sounds like.
Yeah.
But what is your handle? How can people find you? Where should you direct them to go?
Yeah, Facebook, it's Midwest Mountain, and Mountain is MTN.
Okay.
And then on Instagram, it's Midwest.MTN, Midwest.Mountain. That's where I post all my.
Pretty active.
Yeah. I try to be fairly active. I interact with anybody who sends me messages, like seeing what other people are doing, and try to learn from them just as much as they can learn from me.
Yeah, it's cool. We're in a day and age where follower count be damned. You can reach a lot of people.
Yeah.
Which is a pretty cool time to be kind of embarking on this stuff.
Yep.
Are you going to the trade show next weekend in the Dells by chance or no?
I'm not.
Okay.
Kid's birthday party.
Got it.
Birthdays.
Yep, exactly. Yeah, both my kids are in March, so it's one birthday was last weekend, and one's birthday is this weekend.
Maybe a little better than mine, but it's good.
Well, 4th of July is a fun time of year.
That's where the spreadsheet comes in handy.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny.
Yeah.
Have you ever talked to Brian Krebs? Do you know him? With Drawn West. He used to run the Western Rookie podcast on Dan Johnson's network.
I haven't talked to him directly. The backcountry rookies.
Yeah.
And then
but
did
now
he
it's
change?
called Drawn West. He's got
Yeah,
his own
yeah,
show.
yeah. I haven't interacted directly, but yeah,
he's
I've seen
got
them.
spreadsheets and statistics and prediction and draw odds and stuff.
Yep.
And I feel like you guys would get along. I think he's in Iowa or something.
Okay.
I got to meet up with him at SHOT. He was out there for the first time. He, for some reason, decided to listen to me and come out to SHOT, which I think was a good choice for him.
Sure.
But like, I don't expect people to actually listen to my advice, and I get worried when they do. I hope this worked out for you.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Glad you did it. You're here. But he's a nice fella, and I feel like you guys have some similarities. You'd probably either maybe for that reason not get along or get along really well. I don't know how that works, but
It's up to him. I get along with everybody. But yeah, I'll check that out. Look him up.
He's a good one to check out too. I think so. Housekeeping stuff. We'll be at the trade show this weekend. I remembered I am presenting Saturday and Sunday on.
Go Clark.
Yeah, I think it's 1:00 on Saturday and 10 a.m. on Sunday, and it's about side hustling and content and podcasting, whatever this is that I do. I don't really know how to quantify that because I wasn't going to talk about how to kill deer. And so I don't know if anyone's going to show up to that or not. We'll see. And then we're booth 1201. I did lock that in, which is right by a bar. The bar is open on Saturday, but not Friday. I think it's like they alternate or something. So one of the days we're by a bar, we'll have March Madness on the TV, and I think we're going to be doing a lot with tattoos, even though I don't know how to put them on or administer.
You better do a little research first.
And looking forward to that. New studio, we'll be working on this stuff. I think we're going to try to clean the floors tonight. Actually, Joel's going to come by. We might try to scrub it up in here. And there's another, the giveaway is still happening, by the way. The Strut season sweepstakes are in full swing. So if you haven't entered to win $5,000 in turkey hunting gear, including Destination Gas and Shields gift card, among many other things, lots of gear from Gerber Gear.
Airbnb gift card too, I saw.
Yeah, that's sweet. You were eyeing it up because you won one not too long ago.
I did. I won.
That's right.
Well, from,
did you get everything that you were supposed to?
Yep.
Okay. Yep. I'm like, I hope I got you everything.
I remember when we read it, you were like, Ben W. I was like, freaking Ben Wellens. It's a bow. Of course he won it. He needs another bow.
Did you get a bear?
I did. It was a bear whitetail, I think is what it was.
Was it it the first giveaway, the summer one?
It was a summer one, and I was like the second.
I forgot you won.
Second or third prize.
Yeah. What did you get?
Got the trail camera, a knife, and then actually I take that back. There's some rack hub stuff that I think may or may not still be coming. We'll find out.
Oh yeah, let us know.
And then I think there was a magazine subscription.
Did you get that?
I didn't get it yet. We'll see how long that one takes.
Okay. Well,
but they do it like biannually or something like that. So like
they do a spring and a fall.
Yep.
But I think there was supposed to be a concert too, but they canceled the concert.
Yeah.
So then that got like there's nothing I can do.
Yeah. There was nothing on.
I was
when I officially won it, there was nothing on there.
I may have had deleted that at that point. Because I was like, oh, this isn't a thing now. Yeah. Neat stuff. Well, this one is different because of this time of year, but we're trying to do like one a quarter. So they're a lot of work. I can imagine out about them.
Can only imagine.
But I think unfortunately, I don't win anything. Unfortunately for our listeners, y'all get the opportunity to win. So I've been putting the link in the show notes, like go enter, share it, or don't share it if you're trying to be selfish. But there's a lot of entrants, and you get all these bonus entrants by like rating and following and reviewing the show and stuff. So if someone's already done that, I feel like that's probably going to be redundant and maybe not work. But if new people see it, like great, they can kind of follow us.
Yep.
Trying to just think, is there anything else? You're gone on vacay.
We're leaving for spring break. Yep. So sadly, I will not be at the Dells.
We're switching to Mondays in not next week, but the following week.
Sorry to everyone. It is my fault.
That's okay. Yeah. But that's going to be till basically like mid-April to June, we're going to be Mondays, which is fun. I think maybe we'll have a different type of audience.
You've been Tuesdays for like 20 years.
It's been. I try to build those expectations in with it was my wife's idea to do that. She's like, pick a day, then I know you're doing it. Because it used to be, I'm going to record. And she didn't know that 10 minutes ago. And neither did I. And then I have to produce it. When is that going to, well, that's a whole other thing. Because if I do it at the same time, it'll take 2 hours. Do you want me to take 1 hour or two? How about just one? Then take another hour. So it was always changing. And that created a lot of unnecessary chaos and stress and tension. So it was just pick the day. then I know it's happening and we're good. So that's what we've been doing. And so we're just we can be flexible, of course.
We'll pick a new day.
Like we run this thing. Of course we can pick a new day. But it felt weird. I was like, what are you going to do? I was like, we'll just change it to a different day.
I appreciate it.
It's like, oh yeah.
It's podcast Tuesday.
So yeah, we're also like confused.
Well, I appreciate your flexibility because
I've changed in the past. I think to Wednesdays. It was Wednesdays once. We've changed the time a couple of times.
Yeah,
let's make it earlier so we can get home sooner, like that kind of stuff.
Yep.
Yeah, so it changes. But anyway, stick with us, folks. Things are changing. It's dynamic. Excited to build this whole thing out and make it a fun spot. I was just talking this room next to the one we're in. I think we want to do like seminars where you can do stuff on public land. We can get Matt in here, do turkey calling stuff.
And a bar.
Like, we got to get a bar.
Let's not forget the important part.
But like,
the
because they're not going to listen to you if they're not drunk.
No. It'll make more sense if they've had a few.
And then, being right by Whale Tails. They
that's sweet.
met us. We were moving in here. Like they greeted us, I should say. And we should do like a block party or something. I was like, oh yeah, that sounds super fun. Like, so who knows what opportunities lie in front of us as we kind of kick our feet back here.
Yeah, they throw that, is it in February? They have the big buck party. That was when I used to live down here. When I lived down here, that was the first time I was ever there.
We'll have a little buck party in this spot.
Yeah.
Well, there you go, right?
We
big buck, little buck.
We can spoof it.
Yeah. When I was there that one year, they had 3 like giant racks up on the wall, monsters, and they had you had to guess to the closest 1/4 inch, 1/8 inch, or whatever it was, just monster bucks or whatever. So, but sometimes it's harder to score the smaller ones. Everybody's like, oh, it's a 174.
We'd have to do it in like
is it 23?
We'd have to wait.
Do you still measure 4 times on a one single point?
How many measurements on a 4-corner?
Right.
We could make it interesting. We'd have to wait till people are officially like 3 beers in and then say, well, you have to guess in all millimeters.
Yeah. Yep. 25.4.
Yeah. So damn it. We'll just make it metric. Okay.
Greg shot a 470 inch or millimeter.
We're going to start measuring our deer in millimeters.
485?
We're changing the rules of the game, guys.
You don't have to put the units behind it, right? I mean,
I think we just got to
everyone will be throwing out pen deer until they see a 6-pointer.
That's so great.
That'd be fantastic.
We do it different.
I love it. All right, folks, thanks for tuning in. And thanks for being here with us on this weird, wild journey.
Thanks for making the drive, man.
And thanks for having me here on the first kickoff
You're the first
podcast
guest
in the new episode. This is pretty cool.
First one, you're breaking it in.
Last time that happened, Derek got a job, so here he is.
Who knows what the future holds?
All right, we'll see you guys.
Thanks.